Hello, children. So, we begin with the fourth chapter of this first unit, that is reproductive health. So, let us understand first of all what is this reproductive health all about. So, this refers to the state of physical, emotional, behavioral, and social fitness for leading a reproductive life. So, according to WHO, it is defined as a total well being in all aspects of reproduction: physical, emotional, behavioral, and social. So, we can also understand that this basically refers to the condition wherein the male and female reproductive systems they are at all the life stages. These systems they are going moving on smoothly, and we are all aware that these systems they are formed of different organs and hormone producing glands, may it be pituitary gland, which is operated by in the brain. So ovaries in females, testicles in males are all reproductive organs or gonads that maintain the this respective system. So they also function as gland because they produce and release hormones. So this reproductive health, it is basically the ability of a person to produce healthy offspring, and it is not only the thing which is talking about the reproductive life. It talks about the total well-being in all aspects. So if the person is said to be reproductively healthy, then that means that the person has the ability to produce healthy offspring, and it is the state of healthy reproductive organs with their normal functioning. But it does not means that it only talks about this in simple. It also includes social, mental, emotional aspects which are related with the sex and reproduction. So that is why WHO has defined it as a total well-being in all aspects of reproduction, that includes physical, emotional, behavioral, and social. There are many disorders that include that will not that person will not be known as a reproductively healthy person if suppose females they suffer from any of these disorders like early or delayed puberty, endometriosis, that is a condition where the tissues that normally lines the endometrium, the layer that that grows outside of it, and then there is lot of trouble in this. Then there can be an inadequate lactation or breast milk supply, infertility or reduced fertility, difficulty in getting conceiving or getting pregnant, menstrual problems including heavy irregular bleeding, polycystic ovary syndrome, that is PCOS, ovaries, problems during pregnancy, uterine fibroids, some non-cancerous growths in the uterus or womb. And also males disorders may include impotency or erectile dysfunction, low sperm count. All these things are there, and the reasons may be many. There may be some exposure to lead, mercury, or various other such things. So now if we move further, so we see that in less developed countries like India, this condition of the reproductive health that is concerned is specifically in the young age group, that is deplorable. And what are the main reasons behind it? That there is lot of lack of education, you can say, and poor socioeconomic structure, lack of sex knowledge and discussion. So all these things are related with it. Now, let us see the reproductive health problems and the strategies. So, India was amongst the first countries to initiate actions and plans to attain the total reproductive health as a social goal. So, this was very few countries who took this initiatives, and India was the first country where this initiative was taken. So they have only developed this family planning program. It was initiated in 1951, and there were many slogans which came up under this. So then there were improved programs covering reproduction related areas, and that comes under the operation, that is reproductive and child healthcare programs. So children, see that these are two different things. Reproductive health, the definition of it, And what is RCH? So RCH is basically a, you can say, program that was initiated under family planning program, and this is the name of the operation. There was a the goal was to control the population. So in this regard, in 1951, under the family planning program, there was a operation which was popular with the name Reproductive and Child Healthcare Program was initiated. And what were the goals which were under this program was to create awareness about amongst the people about various aspects of reproductive health, providing facilities and support for building reproductively healthy society, and creating awareness among people about child health and breastfeeding and vaccination. And for that they required lot many advertisements and all such things which help them in making this program, which is or the operation under their goal of family planning, that means to control the population explosion which was going around, that reproductive and child healthcare programs. So that operation was moved on with this. So we all know that social aspects of reproductive health are also important, and increasing the kind of sex abuse and sex crime, cyber sex and female infanticide. These are the social evils which are related with reproductive health of the society. Though government has banned all these things named as amniocentesis, where the female infanticide and all those things are done. Now there are certain steps which are taken by the government to help this out. So as I told you in the previous slide, like we discussed here, that there were various awareness programs which were developed to make or provide support to build a reproductively healthy society. So this could be achieved through the help of audiovisuals, print media, to create awareness among people. Family members, close relationship are involved in these awareness programs. Sex education was very important, and it was introduced in schools to provide proper awareness at the in fact at the lower age, also the younger age. Proper information about the reproductive organs, adolescence and related changes, safe and hygienic sexual practices, sexually transmitted diseases, AIDS, etc. All these things, all the information was made available at all the spheres, so that people should not remain ignorant about it. Educating people about birth control options, care of pregnant women, postnatal care of mother. That means once the this delivery or the parturition is over, then comes the care of the mother. So that is educating the fertile couples about birth control options and taking care properly of the pregnant mothers, the postnatal care of the mother and the child, and then the importance of the breastfeeding, then equal importance given to both male and female child, socially conscious healthy family. So that was very important to help in bringing up the healthy families who are actually socially conscious about the society. Then people should be informed about the problems due to uncontrolled population, like social evils, whichever I was talking about, like sex abuse and sex related crimes, to build up a socially responsible and healthy society. Even nowadays, that all these evils were growing of late also, very in a very bad and a very indecent manner. So all these things are done to bring awareness among people, so that they should stop getting into such things. Then implementation of various action plan requires infrastructural facilities, professional expertise and material support to provide medical assistance and care to people in reproduction related problems, pregnancy, delivery, STDs, that is sexually transmitted diseases, abortions, contraception, menstrual problems, infertility, etc. So for any kind of plan, we need a proper action plan for the implementation of that particular thing which is to be followed. So for that, what is required is the facilities, the infrastructural facilities, and some experts who would be able to provide a kind of help or assistance, and make these problems into a simple ones. Then there was a strict ban on amniocentesis, that is legally checked female or feticide, massive child immunization programs. So that is basically to protect the female infanticide, that was killing of the female child inside the womb. Then researches on reproduction related areas supported by government, and not only government, in fact some non-governmental agencies also, they help in improving and finding out the new methods upon the present ones. So there were a number of contraceptive pills also which were given. So in this context, the government has provided many devices free of cost, like male condoms and female contraceptive pills, like this one, Saheli. So it is a contraceptive pill which is available free of cost in all the district hospitals across the country. And this was developed by Indian scientists at CDRI. So that is present in Lucknow only, Central Drug Research Institute. Then improved reproductive healthy society, increased medically assisted deliveries, better postnatal care, decreased maternal and infant mortality rate, small families, better detection and cure of STDs, increased facilities for sex related problems. So all these are the steps to create awareness and a reproductively healthy society. So that was undertaken by the governmental as well as non-governmental agencies. Now let us see this part. I noticed that population explosion, and this part is not in your course, this is not in your syllabus, so I am just moving ahead of this slide. That is population explosion. We move further. There were some steps which were taken to overcome population explosion. You don't need to do this, because both the things, like what is the government doing in controlling the population, so these are certain steps which we have to omit. Then we need to skip this part, and we come to birth control and contraception or contraceptive devices which are being used. So what is basically contraception? Contraception is to control the birth by using various types of equipments, you can say, or aid which can help in preventing either the sexual intercourse or from attaining the state of pregnancy. That is prevention somehow in the meeting of the sperm and the ovum. So contraception aims to control birth by using various contraceptives. Prevention of this conception or fertilization of ovum during sexual intercourse is called contraception. An ideal contraceptive should be user friendly, easy available, effective and reversible, with no or at least no less side effects. The different types of contraceptives that can be used are natural or traditional method, barrier method, IUDs, oral contraceptives, injections and implants, and the surgical method. So these are various categories, or you can say various types of different types of contraceptives which can be used. So under natural method, which actually works upon the principle that is to avoid the chance of meeting ovum and the sperm. So there can be periodic abstinence where this particular intercourse can be avoided during a particular time when the ovulation can be expected, because if you remember in the previous slides where I have explained you that when the ovulation occurs, so when the ova is totally prepared, so that particular time is very much that gives so much of probability of the fusion. Then withdrawal or cautious interruptus, that is where the partner withdraws the penis, so that before ejaculation, so that the deposition of the semen can be avoided. So to avoid insemination in vagina, this method that is called as withdrawal method can be used. Or lactational amenorrhea, which is based on the fact that when the ovarian cycle cycle is absent during intense lactation, that is followed immediately after the childbirth following parturition, so the chance of fertilization is absent, and it may be effective for 6 months. Side effects are also nil, so the chances of failure of conception is very high. There are some physical contraceptive methods, or so we can say barrier method can be used. So this is basically to prevent the contact of the sperm and the ovum by barrier. So if it is available for both, that is for males also and females also. So there is a for males the condoms can be used. Barrier method, it is of thin rubber or a latex sheath, and it is a kind of disposable cover which basically covers the organ, so that when this insemination is done, so that particular time when the ejaculation takes place, the semen does not enter the female reproductive tract, and it also helps in preventing the sexually transmitted diseases and AIDS. Then there is a other barrier method or the contraceptive, that is diaphragm or cervical caps and walls. So here this is also a barrier. It is made up of rubber latex, and this can be used by females by inserting it into the female reproductive tract to cover the cervix, and it blocks the entry of the sperm through cervix, which is reusable. There are certain spermicidal cream or jellies that kills the sperms when after insemination. Also foams along with these barriers can be used. So these are certain barrier methods. Then comes the intrauterine devices. So these devices are only used by females, and it is inserted by the doctors or nurses in the uterus through vagina. So they are available as non-medicated IUDs, in which the Lippis loop or phagocytosis of sperm, like I told you, spermicidal things can be used. Otherwise it is copper T or copper 7 or multiload 375. So they are copper releasing IUDs. Copper ion, it released when it is released, it suppresses the sperm motility and fertilizing capacity of sperm. So these increase the phagocytosis of sperm within the uterus, and hence the this conception can be avoided. Then there are some hormone releasing IUDs, that is progesterate and LNG20. So they make the uterus unsuitable for implantation and the cervix hostile to the sperm. IUDs are ideal for female to delay the pregnancy or spacing between the two children. Widely accepted contraception in India. Then other than this, there are some oral contraceptives which can be taken. It is basically small dose of progesterone, or it is progesterone estrogen combination. So these females, the tablets and so-called pills taken daily for a period of 21 days inhibit, that means stops ovulation and implantation, and alter the quality of cervical mucus to prevent entry of sperm. And effective, less side effects, examples Saheli, that is a non-steroidal preparation, and it is to be consumed once a week. So these are some pictures, the examples of this. Then next is injections or implants. Progesterone alone or in combination with estrogen can be used as injections or implants under the skin of the female. So there also, once it is in the blood, it will show its reaction. Action similar to pills, effective. It is effective for long periods. Progesterone or combination of progesterone or estrogen or IUDs within 74 hours of the mating, that is coitus, are effective as emergency contraceptives to avoid possible pregnancy due to rape or sometimes unprotected mating. Emergency contraceptives, there is this IPIL which can be taken, and this is basically progesterone estrogen combination. So it must be taken within the 74 hours in case of unsafe or unprotected intercourse. Other than this, the last is part is your surgical methods, and this you have read about it before also. So this includes vasectomy and tubectomy. So this surgical method can also be called as sterilization method, and it is advised to male or female, any of the partners, to prevent any future pregnancy. So it blocks the gamete support, and thus it prevents the conception. So sterilization in males is called as vasectomy, where a small part of the vas deferens is cut and it is tied, so that is ligated. This vas deferens is removed or tied up through incision that is made on the scrotum. And tubectomy is a small part of fallopian tube that is cut or tied up through incision of abdomen or vagina. So it is highly effective and reversibility is very, very poor. Then basically it is blocking the gamete transport, and hence it prevents the this conception. Then MTP, that is medical termination of pregnancy. This is another method of which is you can say to prevent the pregnancy, that is also known as induced abortion. So intentional or voluntary termination, meaning willingly, if the pregnancy is terminated, that is called as MTP, that is medical termination of pregnancy. So 45 to 50 million MTPs per year in the entire world is being observed. So it decreases population not meant for that purpose. It is debated due to emotional, ethical, religious, and social issues. Also, sometimes there are certain cases where it becomes the social issue also. So, Government of India legalized in 1971 with strict restrictions to check indiscriminate and illegal female infanticide. Sometimes the people, they got to know. So then after that they go for this MTPs. MTP rid of unwanted pregnancy due to unprotected intercourse, failure of contraceptive raised pregnancy, which may fatal to mother or fetus. So sometimes it can be very, very harmful for the mother or maybe even for the fetus. So it is safe within the first trimester, that is the 12 weeks, or second trimester abortions are riskier. So specifically if it is done between the 12 weeks after conception, then only it is safe, otherwise it is risky. Illegal unqualified quacks, that means the ones, those who do not have that degree, use unsafe and fatal method, that is avoided. They that can be avoided by counseling. Misuse of amniocentesis is which is followed by MTP, that is avoided. So that was about the various methods which can prevent this kind of thing that is known as medical conception. Then after this we have STDs. So STD is a sexually transmitted disease. So diseases or infections which are transmitted through sexual intercourse, they are called as sexually transmitted diseases, or venereal diseases, reproductive tract infections, RTI, STD, or VDs. So there are certain examples like gonorrhea, syphilis, genital herpes, and chlamydiasis, genital warts, trichomoniasis, hepatitis B, and HIV. So all these are different types of diseases which are sexually transmitted diseases. So in this case you will have to learn the mode of transmission, the symptoms, and the prevention. So let us see a little bit about this thing, that how this mode of transmission occurs in this. So basically it includes sexual contact with the infected person, sharing of injection and needles, sharing the unsterilized or surgical instruments, transfusion of blood from infected person to healthy person, infected mother to fetus. This can also move in. So these are simple, you can say in general, modes through which it can be transmitted, so that you can learn. And except hepatitis B, genital herpes, and HIV infections, others are curable. So some are fatal diseases. Now there are symptoms in early stages, and then the preventions which you have to learn. So there are general things which appear as a symptom in the early stages, like itching or fluid discharge. There's a slight pain, swelling in the genital region. Then STDs, they remain asymptomatic in females and remain undetected for long. In such cases, that can result in a bigger form. In the later stage, it may lead to pelvic inflammatory disease, that is called as PID, abortion, and still birth, then ectopic pregnancy, infertility, or even cancer in reproductive tract. So these are symptoms which are observed mainly in the minor or in the early stages. So this is what do you call the symptoms of the these diseases. Okay. There is a term that is this ectopic pregnancy, and this is actually called as, also known as, extra uterine pregnancy. So where the fertilized egg can't survive outside the uterus. So if left to grow, it may damage nearby organs and cause life threatening loss of blood. Then what preventions can be taken here? That avoiding sex with unknown partners or multiple partners, always using condoms during intercourse. In case of doubt, consult a doctor for early detection, and getting complete treatment for the diagnosed disease. So this was about the sexually transmitted diseases, various names. Now these are also categorized, like bacterial diseases are chlamydia, which is caused by chlamydia trachomatis, gonorrhea, that is caused by Neisseria gonorrhoeae, and syphilis, that is caused by Treponema pallidum. Then there are some viral diseases like herpes, which is caused by herpes simplex virus. AIDS, you all know, that is caused by human immunodeficiency virus or HIV. Genital warts, that is also viral disease, and it is caused by HPV, that is human papilloma virus. And then hepatitis B. So hepatitis A and hepatitis E, they are transmitted via fecal or oral route, not sexually. Hepatitis C is rarely, you can say, sexually transmittable disease, and the route of transmission of hepatitis D is uncertain, but it may include so these are account on the various types of hepatitis. Otherwise, hepatitis B is again a viral disease. Then trichomoniasis, that is caused by Trichomonas vaginalis. So some of these infections, they can also be transmitted by other routes, like sharing infected needles and surgical instruments, or maybe from mother to fetus, all those things. Then the symptoms, I told you about all these symptoms. So we keep it till here. In the next part of the chapter, we are going to talk about various technologies which are used for the treatment of infertility. Before that, infertility, what are the causes of infertility? See children, the definitions, I have tried to give you the main, crux of the entire chapter in two parts. So you understand this, you learn this, and I think that will be sufficient for you to prepare for your board exams, right? So then in the next part, I'm going to take up infertility, the causes, and ART, that is assisted reproductive technologies, which is going to talk about the treatment, how this infertility can be assisted through reproductive technology, which includes IVF, gift, and all those things. So thank you children. I hope it is clear till here. Please make sure that you learn all the definitions beginning from reproductive health, or may it be reproductive and child health care program. So what are the aims and the goals which come under this? Don't take it as a light topic. Just read it twice, thrice. It will be fed in your brains. So you prepare it well. And in the next part, I'm going to take up this along with your the little portion which was left, where I'm just going to describe you how the various organs they develop from various layers. So I hope this part is clear. Thank you children.